it all today. Bow down, let go of your idols. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. So give it all. And there's a God that walks over the earth. He's searching for a heart that is desperate, longing for a child that will give him their all, give it all. He wants it all. He said, love me with your whole heart. He wants it all today. Serve me with your life, and now he wants it all today. Bow down, let go of your idols. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. So give it all. He wants it all today. More of you. He wants it all today. More of you. Wants it all today. He wants it all today. He wants it all today. So give it all.
Have another hand for Serena. I want to make one note before I introduce our speaker for the evening. Y'all talked to the Southern young lady in the cafeteria earlier, Miss Dominique Ricks, who is the weekend anchor for WSCT. She had to leave and go back to be on air at 6 o'clock this afternoon. But I wanted to make notice that Dominique is, in about a week, she's going to be a contestant in the Miss Virginia USA pageant in Virginia Beach. Let's keep her in our prayers and wish her the best of luck, because she's a strong supporter of what we're trying to do. And I feel that, and I really believe she has a better than average chance of winning. We're looking forward to having a Miss Virginia USA in about a week or two. Moving on down to our introduction, I guess, of our speaker. It should be easy to talk about a friend, but sometimes it's hard to say. In 2008, when Reverend Johnson decided to step down as president of the chapter of the NAACP in Campbell County and pursue other interests, I was asked to try to fill the board or to fill the shoes, which I'm still trying to do. If you look at the program, you'll see all the things that Reverend Johnson has accomplished and so forth, so I'm not going to insult your intelligence by repeating the same thing. But I'm going to tell you that Reverend Johnson, I know, he's been a friend to me, but more than that, he's a mentor to me. There's nothing I've ever asked him for, advice, he's never had time, he's always made time for me. When I said, Doc, what do you think about this? And he'll say, have you tried this? So I am honored to have him here this afternoon to speak to you, because Dr. Caesar Johnson, like I said, is a special, unique person. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm just telling you from the Caesar Johnson I know. The man is a giving man, and he will do anything for you. He's been there for me. I can only speak for what I know. So I'm proud to have him. So let's give a warm welcome for Dr. Reverend Caesar Johnson,
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. hard to think that they wanted me to speak because this is home to me. Campbell County has a very special place in my heart. This branch of NAACP has given me so many opportunities to grow and expand my ministry and my community service. So I feel like I'm coming home. I am happy to share the stage this afternoon with these distinguished gentlemen. I want to thank all of you all for coming out because you could have been anywhere this evening. And I'd just like to say that they really have put me in a tight spot. They got me to come up out of all that good chicken and food and Lady Briggs and things that they did, and it was a wonderful meal. And then they got me jammed in before the man had jammed. And I'm really not going to push my luck this afternoon because there's been just so many wonderful things that I could say. The program was entitled Affirming America's Dream. And so I had plenty of notes, plenty, but I won't use all of them, I promise you that. When you decide that you're going to speak on something so important as affirming the American dream, a question comes, have we achieved the American dream? And I came this afternoon because I'm really grateful that we're standing here and still talking about affirming a dream that has not been reached by so many and is not going to be achieved by the next generation. And we continue to sit back and eat chicken plates and don't get out and do the work that must be done. Too many of our young men are losing their shot at even achieving the dream. While we talk about affirming the American dream, there are many of our boys who will never see the back of the dream because the dream has got on the train and left them. This afternoon, I'd like to start by saying that many of us live in a middle class or upper middle class life or high class life or thinking that we have already achieved when we see the future generation walk by us with their pants hanging down. We see our future generation throwing crack in our backyards. When we see our future generations skipping school, and then we send them to schools that don't even do anything with them once they get there. Affirming America's promise. We come this far by faith. That's an old Negro scripture that says, lean on the Lord, trusting in His holy word. He's never failed me yet. Oh, can't turn around. We've come this far by faith. The songwriter goes on to encourage, he said, don't be discouraged with the trouble in your life. He'll bear your burdens and move all misery and strife. That's why we come this far by faith. But many of us have stopped going to church on Sunday morning. Many don't go on Wednesday night. Many of our young boys have never heard a Sunday school teacher. They've never been at a prayer meeting. Don't know what YT is, the Baptist training unit. Many of them have never had anyone to come into their life and share anything about America's promise. All they're trying to do is get one meal after the other. Many of them don't know what it is to have this American dream. What is this promise that they are reaffirming? That each man will be treated equal. That each person will have the right for freedom to enjoy life. And they don't even have an education. Let me tell you some staggering facts about our team. An article in this fall's edition of the Savoy magazine entitled Examine the Education of the African American Boys says that there are some things that we have failed. If they're going to reach this dream and affirm this dream and reach this promise. Let me tell you something about boys. Less than 50% of young African Americans graduate from high school. The low graduation rate combines with the high rate of placement in special education classes. And then the disproportionate rate of use of suspensions and expulsions from school. Add to this the point that young black men don't have black male role models in their lives. I'm not talking about something that you are unfamiliar with. Yeah, we're sitting in the school today, but on Monday, how many black teachers are going to be in the school? On Monday, how many black teachers are going to be counselors? On Monday, how many black teachers are going to encourage that young boy that's mouthing off to shut your mouth and stay in class? We are facing a lot of obstacles to this dream, this promise. Generational poverty, the pressures on single-parent households, this continued unemployment and underemployment. You can't make a living, and ain't no way to make a living. The lack of positive male role models in schools. The lack of, we used to be the janitors. We ain't even the janitors no more. We used to be the cooks in the lunchroom. We can't cook no more. And we thought integration was a positive thing. No, I don't want no one to leave here thinking that I'm down on the educational system. But what happened to the Dunbars where the whole school was black? Or the Campbell County High School, the Campbell County Wildcats, where you had principals and teachers, English teachers and French teachers, Latin teachers and chemistry teachers. What happened? That we turned over raising our kids to middle-aged women who had no vested interest in them succeeding. All I know, I try to get a paycheck too. But who's looking out and helping them reach their dream? No role models in school. Crime on every hand. Drugs on every corner. Gangs everywhere. Nobody's raising nobody no more. There was a time when your neighbor could correct you. The folks at the next farm could correct you. The lady around the block would correct you. Now we are sitting in our comfortable houses with our 2.5 bathrooms, our 4 bedrooms, our media room, our big screen TV in every room, flat screen on the refrigerator. Can't even get a drink of milk without watching something on TV. But nobody is sharing how they made it over. When you look back and wonder how God allowed you to have what you had, you didn't know it was the American dream. You just knew that your folks wanted you to have a better step in life. You didn't know anything about the American dream, but your parents knew that education was your key up and your key out. You didn't have no idea what the American dream was, but you just knew that there was something better than where you was, and your parents ensured that you got there. Now we're so scared. We would allow the system to tell us by the 3rd grade who's going to be in prison. But nobody goes down to city council and say, I want just as many classrooms as prison rooms as y'all build. Nobody goes down and say, I want just as many teachers paid as guards you pay. Nobody goes down to City Hall and says, I demand that for every park and every trail and every sidewalk you make sure that there's a teacher that can teach my child. Amen. Every police that you hire, you need to hire 2 teachers so that he don't have to chase my child down. Every fireman that you think can put out a fire, they can save a burning house, but can't save a burning child. I come by to encourage you, if you want the dream to continue past the time that they roll you down to Boot Hill and put you 6 feet under, your dream will die with you because you have left no sense of purpose beyond what you have tried to satisfy your new lifestyle with. So busy living a high life that you forget that there's someone less fortunate than you. So busy trying to go to Macy's and Dillard's and run to Richmond and Tallheim and Nordstrom that you forget that there's somebody who can take your second-hand clothes and live comfortably. You forget what it's like to go get good because you think that your money is too green for goodwill. But you need to know that God did not bring you to this point for you to let the next generation down. If you think that you've been treated fairly, if you think that you are affirming America's promise, But keep sitting there doing what you're doing. But if 53% was the dropout rate for white males, it would be unacceptable. If 41% of their children were placed in special education, that would be a major crisis in America. If only 20% of their boys were proficient in reading at the 8th grade level, they wouldn't accept that. If only 2.5% of white males ever earn a college degree, that would be a major crisis in America. And the halls of Congress would change. They would put money to put them in school. They would put money to educate them. They would demand something. And while you sit there and pay your dues, I want you to pay your dues to the NAACP. But while you paying your dues and acting like it's a country club, the Hispanics and the Chinese and anybody else who can ride a boat up in here are getting ahead of you in America. No. They have a hunger. They have a desire for education. They want to dream. And why are you complaining about what the white man did to you? What have you done to yourself? Black folks came up out of slavery with nothing but the skin on their back, and some of them have been beaten up. But they left a generation of colleges. They left a generation of money that they wrapped in stockings and sent folks off to get an education. Yeah. And while you now are sitting in your high-paid job, engineers at BMW, sitting up in banks at Bank of the James and Central, while you're sitting up in social services, you just one paycheck from being back on those streets. Yeah. While you're sitting around driving your Escalade and your BMW and your Volvo and your and can't get paid. You are just one paycheck from poverty. Let 2 paychecks come by, and you'll be back on the street with the folks who turn their nose up in on the way every night. You who have achieved and succeeded and have gone farther than any other generation will be in the history books as being the last generation to have accomplished anything. And you have done nothing for the generation ahead. Granddaddy left land, and you're going to need bills. Grandma and them had no education. They left Spelman and Howard and all these schools, and what have you done? You want to be on TV, send your kids to these big schools and don't even get a degree when they leave there. They go and play sports, and they go and do all these other things, and they come out and have less education than they had than when they went in there. What happened to home training? What happened to giving back to your community? What happened to sharing the dream with somebody else? What happened to pulling somebody else up where you are? Oh, I like to be in some cliques. I like to do some great things. But I like to know that at the end of my day, that I helped open the door for someone else to achieve the American dream. Well, I'm not going to be much longer. Where is your faith? I still believe in the American dream. I still believe in what Thomas Jefferson wrote. I still believe in what our founders fathers came here for. But I believe, like Dr. King, that we got to force the hand. We got to stop talking about what other folks ain't doing for us and decide what we're going to do for ourselves. We got to stop talking about who's holding us down and say who's going to help me lift the one up. We got to stop talking about who ain't going to help us and start talking about who can help us. And if they won't help us, we'll help ourselves. I come from Mississippi. I come from Jackson County. I come from a place where you shouldn't have got out of. I come from the house mortality state. I come from where they wouldn't let you read. I come from down south so far that Harry Tubman couldn't get us out. Moses couldn't get us to freedom. We had to ride slavery out. But thank God Almighty that my mama dream. They believe that we can make it somehow. They believe that God will make a way. They believe that God never created a mouth that he wouldn't feed. They believe that God couldn't bring you here without blessing you with him. God didn't close your eyes, but God opened up your eyes. God made you have a heart. God gave you something and use what you got. Every black boy ain't gonna be a rapper. somewhere and start encouraging them to go beyond what I did. Go beyond where I'm coming from. Go see some things that I never saw. Because I will live in the future through the children of tomorrow. I might not ever get to New York City. I've been as far north as I can get in D.C. But I've been further than my mom and daddy ever went. And I can tell them about D.C. through my eyes. And I look for my children to tell me what the world is like through their eyes. And yes, I will sacrifice. I will cut back. I won't spend every dime I got. I won't buy everything in the store. No, I won't have all the new cars. I'm going to save and strip and put something in the sugar jar like mom. I'm going to put something in the flour jar like mom. I'm going to put something back so that the next generation will have something to go with it. Where is your faith? My faith has been sustained by good people here tonight. Black and white who want us to make it. Where's my faith? My faith has brought me here. And my faith will carry me on. I heard Al Sharpton on Sunday say, where is your faith? Your faith is the same faith that Rosa Parks had on the bus. Where is your faith? The faith is the same faith that they had when they was in the outhouse that got us to the White House. Where is your faith? I'm encouraged. Not only because Barack is in the White House, but that lets me know that there is no impossibility for black boys. I'm not going to give up on them. NAACP don't give up on them. I am encouraged because I know that if we would put the resources that we have in educating our children, the same money you put in your weed, the same money you put on your hair, the same money that you put on your dry cleaning, the same money that you put on your rim and spoke your car, and we just take a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. We can go higher, go further, go beyond, go in spite of what anybody else does to us. And then we can all affirm the dream. See y'all.
That's a good step. It's more than that, I like it when you put your A game. All right. Y'all heard it? Digest it. Take it up and do something about it. Next, we're gonna the last portion of the program, and we'll get you out of here. We're gonna have a presentation of awards. Rhonda Brightwell, who's our secretary.
Recognizing the presence of our Father who art in heaven, and to all saints assembled, good evening. Good evening. Once again, I stand before you to honor those who are now life members and those deserving of the Community Service Awards. The first will be the Life Membership Awards. The first will be New Free Spring Baptist Church. We have someone representing New Free Spring. Civil Life Membership. This certifies an increased Spring Baptist Church Life Member, National Association of Advancement of Color People. So thank you that you came in in February 2011. Thank you. That's good. The next Life Award belongs to Mrs. Bully May Scott. Is she here tonight? Or someone represent her? I get to meet you in person. I see your name so many times on this life. And it's good for me to sing. Thank you. Next comes our Community Service Awards, and I'm honored to present this. The first person is Ms. Jennifer Petticolas. Anyone here representing her? Ms. Petticolas, you don't know me, but I've been knowing you since 1981. When I first started working at a residential group home called Spark House, and that was a facility for troubled girls. And we had our job cut out for us, dealing with these troubled young ladies. At that time, you were a guidance counselor Glass, right? Or a teacher at Glass. And every time we would come to Glass or one of the members at Herndon, they would help us with these girls. That was my job, to interact with the school system and other agencies to help these children. I really just don't know if you've impacted so many people around. So it's just one of the things that she has done, and you read this for yourself. And we're just so proud of you, so proud to give you this. The next award goes to now. I've been reading about this group since I was actually a teenager. The Little Hand Club. Who are these members? Some of who are they? And they don't advertise themselves. All I know is that when someone was in need, they helped them. So, could someone please come up to represent the Little Hand Club in the Hodges area? We are all different people, but we just want the body of Christ. That's what they're doing to help others. And this group started in 1972, I believe. So we're just so proud of this group that's helping others. Thank you so much. Please, yes sir, come to the mic.
I noticed in our booklet that we have, there's a short writing about the Lynchburg Club. Club started in 1972. I joined the club in 1975. I am presently and have been vice president for over 30 years. Albert Calloway is the president of the Lynchburg Club. We have a small membership of 16 to 18 members, and what the booklet says there is just a little part of what we try to do in our community. Thank you very much.
The next award goes to First Baptist Church of Alta Vista. This branch used to mail letters to the various churches in Campbell asking for helpful donations. I became secretary in 2004, and this kind of phased out. One particular church would just send us money anyway and incorporated us into their budget and send us money whether we asked them or not. And this enabled us to give so many scholarships. And I just want some people to appreciate First Baptist Church of Alta Vista for all we've done. Is anyone here to represent First Baptist Church? That if not, we'll give them that award later, but I just want to say too that they have several other ministries in this church. The last award goes to the Piedmont Community Impact Organization, Mr. and Mrs. Russell Lomax. I remember when they first started off, who's going to come up? Ms. Lomax, you sit here? Yeah, there you are. Been on for a long time. And when they first started that camp, not taught in Lynchburg. And you can read in here a lot of things they've accomplished. They have several, currently operate 6 service programs to meet the needs of the people in the community. We really appreciate you. And that concludes the awards. Thank you for your attention.
But I want to say one thing about Janet Lomax and the Piedmont Community Impact Organization. You know, if you haven't heard about it, what, a year ago or so, or maybe close to 2 years ago, a very hurtful thing happened in the Gladys community when they decided to close Gladys Elementary School down. It was a very emotional ordeal for a lot of the young people in that community. This organization had the vision, backed by God's desire to make things happen, to acquire Gladys Elementary School, which he had just recently, if you had read the paper, they now own Gladys Elementary School, which now all of the programs they were doing in various different locations now will be housed out of the Gladys Elementary School. They've got some great things going on. I guess that's the classic example of when doors closed, windows open. God blessed them to have this building, and we're looking forward to some great things and participating with them as they try to do great things with the building. That is the end of that program, and I want to say again, thank you. Thank you so much for coming and taking the time to come. I appreciate it. I'm sorry that we ran a little later than what we wanted to, but I think it was worth it. And again, thank you. Please be safe going home. One last award, and I want to get again, Reverend Johnson. Giving that stirring speech. This ain't enough. But this is the best I can do right now. Thank you so much for the Campbell County President of NAACP. Exactly for all the things that you do for me. Keeping me trying to go in the right direction. I appreciate it. Let us say the last thing, y'all stand.